We're here in Sidemen, and I wanted to show you the place we're staying at today. It's called Papahan. And it's a series of 4 bungalows with 1 swimming pool and views that you can die for. Look at that. Just beautiful jungle views. And the price is fantastic for a place of this quality. Let's check it out. First of all, just want to show you that place over there. That's Gunung Agung. Yeah? Gunung Agung can be seen just above the clouds there. And I think the views in the morning will be fantastic. I'll show you those in the morning when I wake up. But first I want to show you the actual room. And it looks like that. It's a bungalow, fully isolated from all the other accommodation, so you're not sort of butted up against other people. You've got this really nice veranda area with tables and chairs and stuff to have your brekkie, or if you want to have dinner here, you can order it from the in-house restaurant. And the room inside is just fantastic. It's big. It's really big. There's loads of space in here, and I really love that. You know, you pay a little bit extra for a room like this, but you just get the quality with it as well. And I just love the feeling of it. As soon as you come in from outside, it's icy cold because I've had the AC blasting in preparation for us arriving. They do have a menu here, which you can order from throughout the day. It's a pretty simple menu, but I mean, it's definitely enough for dinner or lunch or whatever. And if you didn't want to do anything from this menu, you can actually walk up to a warung, which is not too far away, or a few warungs not too far away, 10-15 minute walk. Now that sort of brings me to the issue of location. When you're in Sidemen, you sort of do want to be in the rice fields or in the jungle away from the centre of town. That's the appeal of Sidemen. It's not about being in the centre of town like it might be in Sanur. So you need to be far enough away from the centre that you feel peace and quiet, but not so far that you can't walk there to get your supplies or dinner or lunch. And you know, that's sort of a balancing act. And I think this place really is perfect for that. Now I'll show you the map here so you can get an idea of where it is. You can see there, it's about a 15-minute walk to the centre of town. And I think that's pretty cool. Now getting back to the room, we have a beautiful bed with a, well, is it firm? It's quite firm, with a nice mosquito net that you won't need because you've got air conditioning so you won't get mossies. A bar fridge with, I reckon, nothing in it. Oh, 1 bottle of water. But that's a freebie anyway, because they've already given us, oh no, that's the one they've already given us. We've already nearly drunk the first one they gave us. And then you have a little section down here, which is where you've got your hairdryer, you've got your kettle. They give you a couple of bathrobes, a pair of slippers, a couple of umbrellas. They even give you some toothbrushes. I mean, I haven't had a hotel toothbrush for a while because I usually stay in cheap places. Nice stone basin. And then this little area out here, which I think is really great, which is your outdoor bathroom, or indoor outdoor. I mean, you're not going to get wet if you're going to the toilet, but the shower is on those rocks and then, of course, open to the air up there. And that's really nice to have that sort of outdoor arrangement. And there are no buildings nearby where you might sort of have someone like the local gardener spying over the fence or anything. It's not like that, so it's quite nice. The internet here is pretty decent. It's not going to beat any world records, but it's certainly faster than my internet at home, which I guess is not too much of a thing to brag about, but it's actually not bad, and I'd be able to upload a YouTube video here pretty quickly, and I'd be happy with that. Let's go and check out the grounds a little bit. It's not extensive because there's only 4 bungalows. It's not like a massive resort or anything like that. So, you know, it's going to be pretty small, but I reckon over time they'll probably build more bungalows because they've got a little bit more land that they could sort of put a couple of bungalows on over there. And this pool, I mean, it's big enough that, you know, for 4 people, for 4 groups, it's sort of pretty big, isn't it? You know, it's quite a nice pool. I'll actually get changed and have a dip in there after I sort of show you around the property a bit, because I think that's a nice little pool to have a dip in. Yeah, I mean, you've got those sunbeds there and umbrellas, so you can sort of either get a suntan if you want or stay in the shade if you prefer just to have a sleep out there. There's a little pavilion there that they're using for storage space at the moment, which is a little bit sad. And then, I mean, coming up, I mean, that's my bungalow over there. This is sort of the front reception area down here. They do offer tours, taxis and that sort of stuff. So let's say you're not capable of walking the 10 or 15 minutes into town, or you're lazy or it's raining or whatever, they'll be able to whip you up there for a price as well. Yeah, look at this over here. So this is straight off the edge of the driveway. You're into the forest. There's a little river down there, I think, a little valley. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world this is. Now the other part of the property is actually down here. So they've got two down the bottom, two at the top. These ones I've been told are your wooden style bungalows. I probably can't get in there to have a look at them because they've probably got guests, but I'll sort of show you the front of them anyway. Yeah, they're more of a wooden style. Yeah, pretty much the same layout. I don't know on the website whether I was able to sort of pick whether I wanted a concrete one or a wooden one. I mean, it doesn't really matter probably, but yeah, they do have two different types. It's time to do a pool test. One of the things that happens when I do these pool tests is my big hairy chest, well, it's not even that hairy, but my mildly hairy chest gets on camera, but I don't like it. So I'm going to try and like do one of these ones, just get my head sort of chopped off there and get into this pool. Let's go for it. Now the pool gets full sunlight, so it should be pretty warm. Yeah, okay, I'm in. It's not warm, but it's not freezing cold, which I like. I don't like a really cold pool anyway. Let's go for it. So the pool's quite deep. I mean, I'm standing flat-footed here. I'm 6 foot tall. So how much is it? I don't know, it's probably just over 5 feet at the deep end. Definitely, deep enough that you can dive into it, and long enough that you can do some laps, for sure. Definitely do some laps. I'm struggling to do laps with this one-handed, but we'll give it a go. No, I'm not a strong enough swimmer to be able to swim one-handed and keep this camera stable just like that. Now, it goes up to a shallow end here, so if you've got kids, that's nice for the kids, but you want to keep an eye on them because it does drop off pretty quickly. Now, in the shallow end, waist height, fine for kids. Still deep enough that you're not going to touch your arms on the bottom when you come for a lap and you're swimming. And actually from here, I can see Gunung Agung in the distance poking above the clouds once again, and it looks magnificent. It's a good pool. It's a really good pool, especially because there are only 4 bungalows here and you're only sharing it with 3 others. That's beautiful. Now let's do first impressions. So if you don't know about Sidemen, it's in a valley and it's a little bit elevated, about 300 meters above sea level. It's sort of like Ubud. So the temperature here is maybe 1 or 2 degrees cooler than it is down south in Sanua. That doesn't mean it's cool, it just means it's slightly cool. It just takes the edge off that really hot weather that we sometimes have down south. So when I just got out of the pool there and the wind was blowing, it was just slightly chilly. It's quite nice. It wasn't freezing, but just slightly chilly, and I really like that. Now that I've dried off a bit, it's getting a little bit warmer, and that's nice. It's actually a really pleasant temperature. Very warm, but just not too warm. I like it. Now, the hotel itself is fantastic. I really love how big these rooms are. They are massive, absolutely massive. And because they're quite separate from all the other bungalows, you're not going to hear any sort of dramas from any other bungalows where people might be having a party or being a little bit noisy or anything like that. Or if they've got kids and they're waking up at 5 a.m, you're not sort of going to hear them. Well, you might, but it's not going to be right next door. I like the staff, very friendly. I love the big pool. You've got it all to yourself almost most of the day. I mean, you can pick and choose your time and just make sure you've got it when no one else is here. The Wi-Fi is good and fast, and it's a peaceful location, far enough from town that you don't get all the busyness of town, but close enough that you can walk in there. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see what the morning brings, especially with that Gunung Agung view that I know is going to be good, if the weather's good. I can't wait to check out the breakfast as well, and I can't wait to see how that bed feels. See you in the morning. Good morning from a very cool Sidemen. This morning, the view to Gunung Agung is just unreal. Look at that. I wonder if you can see people up there. Oh, it's the morning after and I had a good sleep. Not noisy at all around here. Temperature inside the room, absolutely beautiful. A really nice soft bed. I really enjoyed it. That said, let's go and check out the breakfast. So this is the breakfast they provide at Papahan. Susan got an omelette, I got a banana pancake, which is pretty standard, a couple of juices and a pot of coffee, which is nice, and a pot of tea. So let's check it out. All right, banana pancake coming up. Let's have a look, pretty standard. Looks like it's cooked pretty standard style with the bananas chopped up in slices and put inside the batter. Yeah, a bit flabby, but it's all right. It's all right. Like, it's edible. Like, it's not one of those pancakes that's risen at all, so there's no raising flour in there or anything like that, which is a little bit of a shame. But that's common anyway with a lot of these old school banana pancakes. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of that breakfast. I think it's very basic, to be honest. I mean, I'd expect that in a $30 a night place. This is a bit more than that, and I'd expect more. Yeah, they need to do better on the breakfast. So despite that breakfast being mediocre, I really do still like this place. The room is just fantastic. There's a nice big swimming pool. It's peaceful and quiet in a good location. And the price is pretty reasonable for this area. So I paid $1,450,000 for 2 nights here in Papahan in Sidemen. I think it's reasonable value. Most of the places that I looked at that have got any sort of, you know, peace and quiet and on larger properties are in this price range anyway. If you want something cheaper, you really need to look at something that's a little bit more closer to the busy part of town where it's not really about peace and quiet, but more about just having a cheap homestay. That said, there are some little things that are a little bit annoying here. You know, the breakfast, not up to standard, really. Around the pool, they really need to tile the area around the pool rather than leaving that bare concrete there, which is, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not a big deal, but you get like bits of dirt and stuff on your feet coming out of the pool because it's not tiled. It's a little bit weird. The bathroom, like my shower went cold last night after 2 minutes. Now, I don't know if that's because Susan used up all the hot water, but you know, that was a little bit weird to not have on-demand hot water. I mean, you should expect that in this day and age. We're not sort of coming to Bali 30 years ago when cold showers were the norm. So I know there's a few rough edges, and I wish there wasn't, but there is. But I still can recommend this place because I think overall, when you take in all the pluses and minuses, it's still a really good place to come and visit. And I do recommend it. I think most people are going to love the location, love the room, and generally have a really good time here despite a few of those little rough edges. And I believe that in a place like Sidemen, you're probably going to have rough edges anyway because it's not as developed from a tourism point of view as somewhere like Sanur might be, where they've had decades, 50 years of pumping out good meals, and that good customer service. It's not really like that in Sidemen yet. So take some of those criticisms that I'm making with a little bit of a grain of salt as well and put it in context. It's not the end of the world. So I do love this place, but there are a few little bits and pieces which I would fix if I owned it. So that's Papahan in Sidemen. If you want to check out current prices, I'll put a little link in the description below. Check out those prices on booking.com. And thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and a little bit of Sidemen. Catch you next time.